Hello, lovely people, and welcome. I haven't posted it in a little while because December was, I don't know, December, dark and gloomy and just difficult to get any mojo going. But I am back. My goal for the coming year is to aim roughly for one a week. We'll see what happens. With the holidays, I have an arsenal of new art supplies to play with, so that will be lovely and fun. I recorded this particular piece at the end of November, and it's just been sitting on my hard drive waiting for me to come back. But what I did was I wanted to continue playing with the lovely metallic watercolors that my husband gave me for my birthday in mid-November. And rather than do something in general with watercolor, I thought it would be interesting to try playing with gouache, which I have never played with before. My mother gave me an old set of gouache that she had previously, so I decided to test that out and see how it went. And with the metallics, I was trying to think of what would work well with a metallic thing, and I decided to be inspired by medieval manuscripts, the illuminated manuscripts, which are so beautiful and so interesting. And so I decided to do my initial, a C, and to turn that into a dragon, and to play with the gouache, because I've never painted with that before, and see how the gouache felt. And do something a little more contrasty and solid and simple, so not very complicated, just solid colors and the metallics in there, like the old manuscript pages. So this was a lot of fun. I learned a couple of things. Here I did the sketch first. I didn't film that, but I went in and inked it. And there were a couple of things in here that it turned out I might as well have not done because of the way the paints are opaque and stuff. And first of that is inking it. The paints covered up the ink pretty completely. So this step was unnecessary, but still it was useful, I think, just for, among other things, to practice inking, which I'm very much not good at. I actually used the quill pen and dip ink, so that was useful. And then this is the gouache. I have no idea how much to dilute it with water. Also, in the actual piece, it's much more of a violet color. I guess my color balance isn't spectacular, and it's one of the things I'm learning as I go along doing this is a bunch of the video and technical stuff, which I don't know as well. So there's very much a learning curve in all of this. It's fascinating for me to learn how to do all of this, and it will get better with time. But it's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast doing all of this new stuff to me. So yeah, so this is actually much more of a a violet, a purple color background. And then the red's pretty true. I went in with a red for the dragon's body itself. And I used these paints pretty close to undiluted. Gouache is a water-based medium. I'm not actually sure how much you're supposed to dilute them, so I didn't dilute them very much at all. I'm gonna have to play around with that in the future as things go along. I like my little dragon. I think he's cute. And the styles, if you look at the drawings from medieval manuscripts of animals, fantastical animals, or even regular animals, the styles are fairly simple, not very elaborate, and so I think I captured that pretty well. And I wanted something that just was simple but still kind of cool. So another thing I didn't need to do, but I wasn't sure about and I wanted to experiment, was this. This is, I painted the wings and the neck frill, the places that I was going to go over with the metallic gold. I painted those orange first to have the orange under the gold. And the metallic paints are actually almost pretty much completely opaque, so I don't think I needed to do this. But I went ahead and did it, and in retrospect, maybe I didn't need to, but maybe it contributes some. I should try doing an area with and without the underpainting just to see how that looks. That would be an interesting thing to try. But here I painted orange underneath the gold, and then let everything dry, and then went back in with these metallic paints that Jason gave me, which are really quite lovely, and I'll put a link to them below. I don't have any information over how to get the gouache paints. These are very old paints that my mom wasn't using and gave to me, so I don't know that anyone carries them anymore. They're Roche paints, for what that's worth, but I didn't see them on Amazon or anything like that. So yeah, this metallic paint is lovely. You have to kind of put some water in it and let it sit for a little while before you use it, and then it mixes in with the water very nicely and gives you a good thick opaque sparkly coat. I believe these paints are done with mica in them for the metallics. So I did a little bit of fire coming out of his mouth, then I did the wings and a teeny tiny little chin frill, and then the frill behind the ears, plus the tip of his tail. And those are all in the metallic gold that you can see here. And as you can see, the inking I did before has vanished underneath the gold paint. So live and learn. And got the tail here with the gold. These are such lovely paints. I highly, highly recommend them. And then after that, I went in with the silver. This set of paints is 5 different shades of gold, and then there's some silver. And I just went in and did some leafy vine bits in the background. If you look at these manuscripts and also look at old tapestries, there's a great deal of kind of vine and leaf motif stuff going on. So I decided to go in with the silver and put that into the background and kind of fill that in. And I think that that really, really works well. I'm very, very pleased with this. I have it up in my art studio on the wall. Yeah, it's such a interesting little exercise, and I like the way it came. It's very simple. I think it's fairly elegant, and I've studied early music and play a fair amount of Renaissance and medieval music, and so this medieval style appeals to me from that standpoint. So yeah, and then at the end, because I had gone over and made the marks vanish with the opaque paints, I decided to go back in and play with the ink pen again and go back over and put in the black marks. I think they define the features a little more. I only went and put them in on the wing and the gold bits, the wing, the neck frill. I didn't outline everything, and I think that works pretty well. Makes me satisfied with what happened here. Yeah, but it definitely needed to go back in and define them on the wing and the frill in particular. I did outline the fire coming out of his mouth. I think that clarified that a little bit. And I'm not super happy with the quills I'm using here. They're not very cooperative. I have since picked up a better set, so in the next year perhaps I'll work a little more with those. But in the meantime, I'm pretty happy with these well, no, I'm not happy with these quills, but I'm pretty happy with the results I've gotten here. It was just frustrating to work with them, make the ink work with them. I had to occasionally try a couple of times, clean them off. Anyway, so this is what I did at the end of November. It's my initial C for Carolyn, and I'm very pleased. It's very simple, very basic, nice large color blocks, basically. No gradations of color, but I think that is very effective in this particular case. So thank you all so much for coming and seeing this. Please subscribe if you liked it and would like to see more. I will continue to learn as I go and try to share that with you. So as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and be well. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much.